First of all, I was asking on Twitter what you guys want to see in future. I wrote down keyboards or some headsets, media stuff. Basically, most of the people said keyboards, but it was very close, and so I decided to make the first step now with this keyboard. But first I want to tell you what we're doing in future here in this section. First, what we don't do, we will not build custom keyboards here in this video. We will not spend over 200, so not over $250 for a pre-built keyboard. We will try to find out very good keyboards, high quality, if possible with a metal chassis, if possible as small as possible, a mini or a 65%. Only a very few TKLs and never full-size keyboards. Why? The reason is I want to show performance keyboards for gaming only, basically not for working or whatever, and will try to seek out keyboards which perform very good on gaming with new switches, mostly with linear or speed switches. So you will see a lot of reds, silvers, and maybe some blacks. That's what I'm aiming for, of course. For me, tactile and clicky is not important for gaming. I want to have it fast and linear with a force around 45 gram and something like an adduction travel time around 1 millimeter, 1.2, and with a max travel of 3.6 if possible. So that, for example, were the numbers for Kaihl red box switches I have over there in one of my Ducky Minis, which are American layout, US layout, and here I have the new Fanatic keyboard, which has low profile switches, but I will talk later about it. I just want to also tell you why we are introducing keyboards now to this channel. It's like we're doing already mouse and mousepads. Some of you guys maybe already know this or are very new to the channel. We have a huge amount of mouse and mousepad videos right now. It's over 100 videos. Maybe if this comes out, it's already over 120 videos. At the beginning was only German. Later I started doing every video in German and English. These videos are not scripted. I have no sheet or no monitor or something where I read from, and everything I tell you is just what I think and what I really know. Maybe some of my statements are based on a low information level, so they may be not 100% or they may be not the best you can get, but it's out of my experience. Basically, you're not here to see me reading a data sheet or to see me reading out of a Reddit or a data forum or a geek forum or something like that. You're basically here because you're interested in to hear what I think about the product, what I can tell you out of my expertise. My expertise is based on I start with a small condense now. I just explain you. I basically got my first PC when I was 6, but it was not a real PC. It was Christmas and 1991 or 1992, and me and my older brother just went to our grandma on second holiday on Christmas, and there was just like I think 100 or 120 pieces under the Christmas tree. And basically this was an old 286 computer with 16 megahertz, and it was just spread it in all parts. My aunt just packed so many packs because there were books, diskettes, discs, and the small and the big hard DVDs, the 5.2s and the 144s, and there were like every single part of the PC was just a single part. Nothing was assembled. So me and my brother had the job to reassemble the PC and to get it running. And that's where my PC journey basically starts. That also was the point where I always built my PCs myself. I 2 times bought a PC from Alternate in Germany, but basically they were working PCs. And later the second one I really regret because the pricing was very high for that was in. but I had no time. I had so many jobs and so many companies I was founding in this time. I really had no time to build a PC. I just bought one. And basically in before, when I was like 14, I really started to build PCs for friends, for family. If someone wants a new PC, which is not from a discounter or somewhere, they just ask me if I can help them out. And that was the way I got into the PC game. And also I started playing FPS very early, like Quake, Doom, Duke Nukem 3D, all the stuff, Unreal Tournament a little bit, later Half-Life mod, Counter-Strike, and later I just joined the Counter-Strike scene until 2005, 2006, where I stopped playing. But out of this time and my A grades in math and electronics, also my job study for 3.5 years in development in an electronic branch, where I just made PCBs, wrote programs for MCUs and all this stuff, which gave me huge experience in how hardware is made, how soldering looks like, which solder techniques there are, how PCBs are made, what you have to do when you solder BGA chips, all this stuff. I've learned this around 2008, 2009. And then I went to the German army as sergeant for cryptography and IT, where I also learned a lot about IT and other stuff, crypto stuff, transmission of signals and all this stuff. And later I went to technical university here in Berlin for doing or studying the bachelor in arts for electric mobility. Basically it's just everything around electric mobility. It's not only cars, it's everything. And yeah, that's my whole background of experience. And that's where I get all the stuff I know from out, and what I will tell you, or which is the background for my explainments to you, where basically I try to show you or try to give you an better understanding for what products are made out of, why they're, for example, bad made or good made, and which gives you maybe, or which out of my experience maybe is better for you to understand now why you can trust my word more than from a person who just plays Krunker, for example. So that's why I'm here, and I will try to explain you things that way that you with a non-technical background, who is maybe only a gamer, can understand it as easy as possible. I'm not saying everyone will understand everything. I just to try to make, for example, similarities between technique and cars, for example, to make it easier to understand. For example, when I talked about the HSK and I talked about the four wheels of a car and length and width, how they have to be to make the car not insecure and all this stuff. I just trying to give you, for example, picture examples, or just that you are able to build your own experience or your own comparisons in your head to something you understand, where you can maybe get into that what I'm talking about here when it's too technical for you. So I try to explain everything very easy on an easy way. Sometimes it's not well done because I'm missing some English verbs, but as more videos I make here, the more I get the feeling I get back into good English. For example, I made the English class for business in the 12th out of 15 grades. 15 is above academic and 12 is basically around native speaking English. And I mastered it. It was like it was a course for 3 months, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I just managed it and finished it. I hope I get these skills back very fast, but I think I already improved a little bit until the last videos. So now you know a lot of me. For everyone who's here about keyboards, some of the stuff I already explained on older videos. Some people already know that I have a huge background. Okay, I forgot gaming background, by the way. Yeah, I played CS, as I said. I was okay level for me. I just spent only 2 or 4 hours a day. But I managed to go to WWCL LAN finals. I went to LANs, normally 2 LANs a month, basically minimum 1 LAN every month in Germany, and every LAN was about with more than 400 players, with big LAN tourneys on Counter-Strike. I always played 5-on-5 and 2-on-2. I was the better 2-on-2 than 5-on-5 player, to be honest. Later in 2019, when my business went a little bit down, when companies were established, I played some handy games, and then one handy game, a person told me, there's a new Titanfall. I played Titanfall 1 and I installed Titanfall 2, but basically never played it. And I was watching, and it was called Apex Legends. I just started to play it with my business PC, with the one from Alternate, with the GTX 960 or 70 in it, which went very warm, very loud, with an old i7 770 or so, I have no clue, with an old i7 Intel. I just played and it made a lot of fun for me. And at this point I decided, let's upgrade the graphic card to a 2070, and I realized, I get a little bit better now. FPS are good, I get better in the game, And it made a lot of fun, because the pace in Apex reminds me of Quake, and I loved Quake. I was a Quake junk. Quake was the game. Quake 3 Arena was... I basically liked more than Counter-Strike, to be honest. But there was no real competitive scene. There's one video, guys, if you find it on YouTube, clan-based Quake finals with Schritt Kommando, SK Gaming. Watch it. It's nuts, guys. It's 5v5. It's insane. Basically, I played Apex and I just got better. I invested in my system a little bit more, tried to get new gear, and I just started off with very slow pads and very heavy mouse. And later I realized, okay, heavy mouse and a very slow pad is not what you need for this game. I just started to get more information about pads right now and mouse and whatever. I just wanted to buy a final mouse then, but I realized I don't want to spend 300 euro for an Air 58. So I bought some other mouse. Then some later I bought my first Hong Kong Gaming fake copy of the Skull. Some weeks later I already signed a professional contract at Penta Gaming, which is a German org, which is the 8th most earning organization on the world in esport. I signed my Apex Pro contract there, not a content creator or media contract. It's for pro gaming for 6 months. It was not very successful, to be honest. It was basically not only the fault of the org. It was basically, to be honest, and to reflect myself, I was not on the point where I'm yet right now. My aim, for example, was not as good as yet. And basically of my standing in the community, because of my age, I was very disliked, because I was 35 and easily got a contract by the org who had the team before, which finished 6th in the first World Cup games in Apex. And was really hard standing for me. It was nearly impossible to find very good player, and still some out of different Apex communities don't like me or think I'm just a retard, for example. But that's okay for me. For myself now, I know I was not that good there. To be honest, if I would have the skills they have right now, back there, it would be way easier for me. And I think I still were a pro gamer in Apex then. But nevertheless, after 1 year, I stopped playing Apex because I didn't like it anymore. I played 3,500 hours in the first year. Apex went 2 times spread, double master in the first master split. First split, I was close to Apex Predator also with 15,000 master points. And that was where I just stopped and started playing Valorant, but also stopped streaming. In Valorant, I just started with Silver ranked, and at the end now I was Diamond 3 Immortal ranked the whole time, was playing there against Radiance and made huge clutches there also on stream. So I just, my dot aiming and holding and angle aiming and everything was just terrible, and crosshair placement. But I just learned so fast that I was at the end able to peak top 16,000 Europe, which is for a 36-year-old man who came from silver rank with like 0 experience. I think it's a good work. And after like 6 to 7 months, and just played there for 3-4 months, and then I was so tilted every day from Valorant, I just stopped playing it, went back to Apex. New season was out, ranked arenas were out, and I just instantly peaked master in the second week already. Pushed 2 other accounts nearly to master with live on stream, because master lobbies were full of cheater. Right now the new split is like 7 days old, or 10 days I think now. Yeah, something like that. I have 3 accounts right now on Diamond 4. One is close to Diamond 3, my main account. But there's like in every lobby there's minimum 1 team of cheater. But I try to peak all 3 accounts master this season or this split. And later I always will play 3 accounts on master every split. I will not aim for predator anymore. That's a waste of time and waste of mental health, to be honest. So that's for now. That's basically who I am, where my experience comes from, and why I think I can give you a closer look to gaming products. If you watched to this point already, thank you for watching. I hope the informations were good.